It is rumored amongst the most intelligent races of Norrath that first came the dragons. The great crystalline dragon, ruler over the plane of sky, deposited life onto a lifeless planet, and with one swipe of her mighty claws, laid claim to the promise of a new world. Norrath quickly developed from infancy as brave explorers journeyed forth in search of fertile lands on which to build. Villages became towns. Towns became cities. Cities became kingdoms. Guilds and alliances formed, bound together through common goals and the sharing of ideas. The desires to grow beyond the common abilities of mere mortals introduced powerful skills, trades, and crafts. Wizards, sorcerers, and enchanters mastered powerful magic and mystical arts. But alas, ignorance and innocence go hand in hand. It is the adventure of quest that awaits the bold and daring. It is the land of EverQuest.
989 Studios.
EverQuest, the legendary online game that started a phenomenon. Years of epic content featuring 18 expansions. A thriving community of passionate players. Countless battles, raids, and quests. As the saga continues, you can now experience the world of EverQuest, free to play your way.
Sony.
Welcome to the EverQuest Secrets of Fadewar preview, and this is our 14th expansion. Hi, I'm Jonathan Carricker. I'm Prathan on the EQ boards.
Hi, my name is David Ford. I'm known as Nadian on the EQ boards.
And I'm Alan Van Koevering, known as Abzor on the boards. And we'll start off by showing you Meldrath's majestic mansion. You can see his symbol there, which is sort of a cross between a pirate symbol and a necromancer and a tinker. We thought it was fairly appropriate. He's been living here for a while now. The Meldrath that you guys are familiar with from Steamfont is actually one of his apprentices that he has given the task of pretending to be him for the last who knows how long. You can see a lot of clockworks here and minotaurs, same kind of thing, but the clockworks are actually now called steamworks because they're powered by steam, not the traditional wind-up clockwork. This is Gyrospire Zeta, one of his outlying guard towers. It actually flies around the flying fortress that he lives on. And this is a big cannon. More of a projectile thrower than anything. Never really worked.
Looks dangerous.
It is. And you can see that this whole tower can be raised, the top part of it, on these giant gears. Raised and lowered. You see quite a few steamworks and gnomes and minotaurs and brownies doing the work in this place. You also get to see some of the crystals that are used that are found in Dragonscale Hills to power a lot of the devices in here. This is the ship workshop. It's where he builds some of his more dangerous machinery. It's kept out of the way.
Yeah, I guess we decided SHIP was an acronym for Semi-Hazardous Industrial Prototypes.
Something like that.
Looking at the Loping Plains here. In the Loping Plains are a group called the Fangbreakers. They've been drawn to this area because of an infestation of were-orcs, which are a cross between orcs and werewolves.
Yeah, these are the orcs from Crushbone Keep. They were bitten by werewolves from Depths of Dark Hollow, and now they turn into werewolves.
What you're seeing here is a little bit of a haunted carnival.
Moving across this area and going over the water, we're going to get a glimpse of some of the orcs. They're currently in their orc form. They haven't transformed right now. But in a moment, we're going to be looking at Blood Moon itself.
And when those orcs are confronted or threatened, they'll change into their werewolf form.
A
were-orc form.
They've taken residence in old Elvish Keep. They've renamed it Blood Moon. Now use it as their base of operations.
Yeah, I guess there are still ghosts and remnants of the elves left in their temple. The interior for the zone was done by the same guy who did Dreadspire, and you can see a lot of similarities between the two.
So you can see the transformation in process right there.
There's a symbol on the wall. These orcs are far too powerful to be minions of Mayon. I mean, they've gone their own way and they're looking for their own grasp for power.
Here is Dragonscale Hills.
Yeah, that's the tower that was created by the Ladies of Light that worship Quellius. They're at odds with the brownies and the pixies that are scrambling around nearby. This here's a brownie camp just across the water from them.
And these are the brownies that escaped from Meldrath's clutches. Right.
Sounds good to me. And there's brownies on Fadewar already.
This is the exterior of Crystallos, and in a moment we're going to enter Crystallos, which is the home of Carafirm. The sheen that you can see on the walls and the floor is his prismatic breath that he's coated the entire area with. We're also moving through the Ice Wing, which is one of 4, air, earth, fire, and ice, where Carafirm is surreptitiously siphoning energy from the 4 elemental planes to make himself and his minions more powerful.
Secrets of Phaedra will be available at retail outlets and through digital download as an all-in-one pack. With the base game plus all expansions, pre-order has already begun on the Station Store and Direct to Drive, and again, this is coming out on November 13th, 2007. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in Norath.
Sony. Sony. Sony.
Greetings, I'm Adam Bell, also known as Engrith, the lead designer for EverQuest. Welcome to the Reign of Fear expansion.
Hi, I'm Chris Black and I worked on Shard's Landing. Shard's Landing is the introductory zone to Reign of Fear. It is the first place you'll visit and the place where you'll probably die the least. You're welcome. My goal in designing Shard's Landing was to recreate the play experience I had as a player in Dragonscale Hills. I want to fill the area with interesting encounters and create enough quests to keep you entertained for a long time.
Hi, I'm Josh Augustine, also known as Augur. I am an associate game designer on EverQuest.
Hi, I'm Rob Cuenca. I'm a senior artist on EverQuest.
Evan Till the Vile Oak. It is this cool new zone. It's pretty unique. I love it because it's basically a giant tree.
And you get to traverse through the inside and get to the very top where you get to explore the canopy.
That just has this huge monster face on it because an evil fear shard smashed into it, corrupted this tree. It wasn't always evil, but now all the Alarans that lived in the tree, like the evil fruit is growing, they're eating it, they're getting corrupted, and druids have shown up to try and save the tree.
Hi, my name is Julie, better known as Elira on the forums, and I worked on a ton of content for EverQuest's Reign of Fear expansion. But what I'm most excited to talk about is a zone known as the Breeding Grounds.
Hi, I'm Kevin Leidy. I'm the lead artist on EverQuest. I worked on the Breeding Grounds.
When the Shards of Fear first started raining down on Norath, one of the larger crystals shot through the icy tundra of the Western Waste and pierced the crematorium and Dragon Necropolis. This caused fear-tainted magma to seep down into a long-forgotten area below. This cavern was littered with ancient frozen eggs, which are now hatching into a new breed of dragons, which have been touched by the essence of fear.
It's a big zone. It's got 3 very distinct themes. Challenge was, again, the size and then creating this area that could handle these 3 themes and still have a sense of continuity. There's lots of really interesting places, tons of effects.
Hi, my name is Justin Deeb and I'm a game designer on EverQuest. I did the zone design for Grelith's Palace, the Chateau of Filth.
Grelith is a large zone built on trash. The entire zone is built entirely of trash. So there's a lot of flies and rotting corpses. And
the palace itself is massive, sprawling, and disgusting. It has necromancer studies, pools of filth, prisons. It's pretty huge.
My name is Bob Painter. I'm an artist on EverQuest, and I worked on the Valley of King's Orb.
Hello, my name is David Stewart. I'm a game designer for EverQuest. So when the Fear Shard fell, it ripped into the valley where King's Orb was being held, and it tore into the ground and freed him from his underground prison where he was being held. And with this newfound power, he claimed it and rose up and decided, I'm going to make the valley anew, and I'm going to destroy all the people who held me and who had tortured me for all those years.
The Valley of King's Orb basically consists of 2 different areas. The above ground area, which consists of waterfalls, serene meadow, forests, and contrast to the underground area where the goblins dwell, and they have their mining caves and sewers.
My name is Joe Vinson. I'm the character artist on the EverQuest team. Some of the characters that we have for this expansion have been really cool to create. One particular is the man trap. To be able to make the texture and to make it have a blue glowy type of feel, and to make the animations some more like a plant, something not really lifelike or human-like, was really cool to create.
Hi, my name is Jason Leo, and I'm a designer on EverQuest, also known as Chandrock, and I did the zone design for the Chapter House of the Fallen. Now for this zone, we thought it would be pretty cool to go back to some of the old dungeon crawls. Befallen was one of the great low-level dungeon crawls in EverQuest, the source of many unfortunate deaths. And we wanted to kind of revisit that feeling, so I designed this really sprawling complex of the chapter house that was previously undiscovered because it was collapsed behind rubble when the original Befallen fell.
Hi guys, I'm Doug Cronkite, also known as Eladroth. I'm a senior designer on EverQuest. I went into North Temple of Ishan, looked at all the dragons, decided that what they really needed was some freshening up, some more challenge, some more fun. And each new dragon, while familiar to those of you who've played it in the past, has a new twist. and it will definitely be a challenge for a lot of you out there.
Thank you for playing in the world of Norath, and we hope to see you there.
Sony.
A strange energy is sweeping across the lands of Norath. Cataclysmic events have torn an invisible seam, exposing Aetherneer. Many heroes and villains thought to be lost long ago are making their power felt. Journey across mysterious lands as you battle within strange and hidden realms. Will you set right what is destroying the threads of time and fate? Heed the call of the Forsaken.
Sony.
A scream tears through the plains. It's not the first. The universe is at unease and cries out for restoration, for balance, for peace. The disruption is deep enough to have driven the broken gods of fear and hate to my plane. They come to boast, but they are unwise. The plane of hell is without its head. The newcomer, Anashti Sul, makes changes while he is away, supposedly as an ally. I feel a dark struggle in Anashti Sul's new demiplane. I suspect there is more at work there than Anashti would have us believe. I need your help, heroes. Meet me in the Plane of Tranquility, and together we will restore balance to Norath. Before it's too late.
Welcome back to Kunark, recruits. These savage lands must be tamed if we're to begin the reunification of Norath. Your Combine brothers and sisters have carved out a foothold here. Their blood has paid for the glorious city of Lysinium you stand in today. All hail the Combine Empire! Shardock has changed. Behind me, recruits! These Sarnak are stronger than any I've faced before. Kunark is more treacherous than ever. We must bring peace to Norath, no matter the cost. Join us, heroes, and together we will brave the wild frontiers of the empires of Kunark.